Up next is women's basketball head coach Marisa Moseley. Coach, if you'd give us a couple of introductory comments about how the season's gone so far, and then we'll take questions. Again, microphones are on both sides. Raise your hand. We'll get to as many as we can.
All right. Well, it's so funny. I was at Big Ten Media Day, and it was awesome. But they had these individual tables for us, like where reporters could choose to come talk. The girl in the back here, she came. I was the only one. Then I just looked like a sad kid on the first day of school with no friends. Someone's like, "You want to come take a picture?" I was like, "Yes, yes, I would like to do that." So thank you so much for coming. Even if it was for Coach Guard, I appreciate you staying. So that's amazing. Yeah, we are, gosh, I got here in June. We had summer school, which was amazing to have 8 weeks. I've never had that before. And then get right into preseason and just coming off, I'm literally just coming off the floor and had a phenomenal practice today. 2 days ago, I didn't think that we could do anything right. And then today, I feel really good. It's the life of a coach. But really excited about this team, their energy, their passion for playing hard for one another. And I'm excited to show you all what we've been working on.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions. We'll start in the back.
Hey there, Coach. First off, what enticed you about this job? Second, what goals do you have for this season for this group?
Yeah, the enticing part was the people for sure, and the challenge, right? I think it's no secret that we haven't had a ton of success here in the last few years. That's being generous probably, but I think for me it was, I just came off of a similar situation taking over my alma mater, and so to have opportunity to coach in an incredible conference like the Big Ten and be here at this great institution. I loved high academics, so it really was a great combination of all three. So and as far as goals, not one to set like necessarily like number goals, as it were, unless it's losing weight. But thank you, insert laugh here. But no, for me, I absolutely want to make sure we're getting better every day. And that when they leave the gym, they feel good about themselves, that we have a lot of confidence, because I think that's the number one differentiator. If you feel really good, if you are in a good space mentally, then you're going to play to your potential or even above it.
Chaco in the back.
Coach, I noticed that Maddie Wilkie was wearing a white shirt. She wasn't doing much before I started, laughing with Diane over here. But
I know these guys, it's like
causing trouble in practice.
Clowns.
I'm sorry. But is she not ready to go yet? And from what you've seen so far, what do you think of her game?
Yes, she isn't yet, but she's working really hard every single day. She has made such an impact on our team, even without taking a step on the court yet. I think if we had voted captain, she would have been voted captain by her teammates, not just by the coaches. Just the type of mindset that she has, the type of kid she is, the worker. We did some different exercises throughout the summer with team bonding. And she's one of the only kids you didn't have to ask to go a little bit deeper than the surface. She really understands, and she wants to be a coach potentially herself one day. God bless her. Just kidding. I think that she understands kind of always. And this is actually, as much as you never want to be injured, she's probably has a great, kind of bird's eye view of what we're doing and how she can come in and really make an impact when she does come back.
Also, if media don't mind introducing themselves, that'd probably be helpful to Coach. So go ahead, Steve.
Steve McGargy, Associated Press. Just wondering, having Katie come with you from Boston U, how much does that help, having somebody you're familiar with, and maybe for the other players that she knows your style, and how does her game translate to the Big Ten, do you think?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal having Katie here. I think, when this is all said and done, I'll have had her for 4 years. And so we've been able to grow together, with it being my first head job, and kind of teaching her what it is that I want her to do, and then us just having kind of a cohesive relationship, and her being that consummate coach on the court. And I think it's helped tremendously with the team, because she does know what I'm looking for and the pace, and she knows the sets, she knows the drills, so she's able to lead not just by action but also by her voice. And I think what she does well, and what will translate really well to the Big Ten, is she's just a great floor general, right? So she's not coming in trying to do too much. She puts people in positions to be really successful, and if she's open, she's going to shoot it, but she's a great passer and a really great teammate and leader.
Jeff?
Jeff Patrikas in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. The story you told about media days, obviously the expectations outside your locker room will be pretty low. But some coaches motivate in different ways. Will you use something like that to attempt to motivate your players to say, look, we can catch some people's attention and turn their heads by what we do if we control what we can control? Or is that not a route you go down as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think, this was an unorthodox year. We haven't actually done kind of the preseason polls just yet. But for me, I want us to focus on us. And like you said, the things that we can control. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have an expectation that when we step on the floor, we're going to win. And I think that translating that to my team has been really successful so far, and that they believe that they can be even better than they have been. And I think we talked about just the other day, like, we need to make a statement to ourselves. And by making that statement to ourselves, it will then translate to the outside world. But we don't have to worry about what they're saying or they're doing. If you focus on the people that are in this circle, then we can make something really special happen.
Jim?
Hi, Marissa. Jim Polsey from Wisconsin State Journal. When people watch your team at the end of the day, what do you want them to see? Like, what are some things you value that you want your teams known for?
Yeah, I think for us, it's got to be like a selflessness, that we get excited for each other's successes, that there's a passion that we play with, that we look like we enjoy playing the game. Today, with this practice, it was fun. It was a fun energy to be in there for me as a coach, for them as players. Sometimes I forget that I'm coaching, and I'm you'll see me on the sideline. I'm throwing up my leg. I got a fist pump. I think that if that's contagious. They want to feel that too. And I think that you want to see hustle, hard work, and you want to see really good basketball, right? So fundamentally sound, making the extra pass, shooting when you're open, and just poetry in motion is hopefully what we get to at some point.
Diane?
In addition to Katie, who have you been most impressed with by the leadership, either on the floor or during practices?
Yeah, I think, obviously Sid Hilliard coming back, it's a lot of hers is by action. She plays extremely hard. Alex Luring has done a great job, obviously for her as a fifth-year senior, and really understanding she has an opportunity, her one last go-round, to make an impact on the team, and she just has a contagious personality. I've also been really impressed with Julie. I think Julie is just scraped the surface of what she can do. We don't have a ton of vocal leaders, and I think that's had to come from me, and I'm okay with that. But I think we oftentimes are we need great leaders, but we don't teach them how to do that. And so I'm trying to do that at the same time as empowering them to really take the lead themselves.
Time for a couple more. Steve?
Just with the new team, what are some of the things you've kind of done these first few months to kind of introduce yourself, kind of instill the culture you want to have at the program? Are there any specific things you've done in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, we did your typical ropes course and some team building like that. But a lot of it is the conversations that we have before practice, after practice. I had individual meetings with the players when I first got here, and have checked in periodically with them. We have to really encourage them to stop by the office and create an atmosphere where it's not because you're in trouble. I really just want to see you. But I think the biggest thing is them understanding that I care about them as people first. And so if I get on you, it's because I want the best out of you as a basketball player. It's not about you as a person, right? I love you as a person. I might not like you as a basketball player right now, but I love you as a person, and them understanding. And they want that too, right? They want to feel valued. They want to feel respected. And so I think that connection individually with me and then with my staff has really helped them to flourish.
Zach?
Hey, Coach. Zach Hanley from Channel 3. You talked about the veterans, the returners. How have maybe they kind of helped you with this transition?
Yeah, they've been not helpful at all. No, just kidding. No, they have been wonderful. I mean, like any new relationship, whether it's, becoming a coach or you're dating someone, there's got to be trust and a comfort level that's established. And I think that this period where I came in April and then had a little bit of time with them before they went home, and then they came back for summer school, really enabled us to establish that trust and my belief in them and what we can be. And I purposely, because I believe this from the first time I met them, and then even on my kind of reintroduction, let them know they're my team and they're my kids, and I'm not waiting for my recruits to come in. They're my team. And so immediately that establishes trust, and then how you carry yourself from then on, they have to believe what you mean what you say. And so far, I've tried to be really consistent with that, and they've helped me with that because they've embraced me, and so it helps me feel comfortable. And so, we build a really nice camaraderie there.
Any further questions for Coach Moseley? No? If not, thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Once again, student athletes and assistant coaches will be available in the Nicholas Johnson. If you can,